What's up guys and welcome, it's InfernoKun here with some Game of Thrones news. Now Telltale has been barraging us with some tweets over on Twitter about Game of Thrones episode 4, Sons of Winter. We have a lot of screenshots and a lot of information as well as a key art for this episode, which looks pretty awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into it. We have the first key art for episode 4, which is the wall, which kind of implies that we were going outside of the wall because of Gared's quote-unquote betrayal to the Night's Watch, him killing Cotter. So that might actually get him exiled, or he might actually escape, because, you know, if you break your vows, you're gonna die anyway. So he might have to go ahead and try to escape with Cotter. So looking pretty awesome. We're going to be going outside the wall and finding out what the North Grove is with Cotter maybe. So let's go ahead and move on to the first screenshot we have, and they caption it with Daenerys and Viserion command Asher in Game of Thrones episode 4. So this kind of implies that Daenerys will be threatening Asher by using Viserion as a, to scare him. So she might be using Asher for her own good, because Asher wants to get 100 sail swords to go ahead and fight for Forresters in Ironrath. So she might not want that. She wants him to actually help her out with either finding Drogon or either helping her out with the war she's about to go ahead and happen in Meereen. So right now, kind of shady on whether Asher will actually get this sail sword army to come fight for Ironrath. So we have to see what Daenerys is planning to do with Asher. Hopefully our old friend One-Eyed Croft will pay us with that favor he owes us and help us out getting an army back to Westeros. But anyways, moving on, the second screenshot we have is of Beskha and a guard. Now it says Beskha on a mission in Meereen. So we will be seeing Meereen in the game, and it seems that Beskha is on a mission. Now from what we know, I'm thinking that since the game takes place before Meereen was sieged by Daenerys, we might have Daenerys making Asher and Beskha go and get rid of the slave owners who are retaliating against her, or the wise masters, or whatever you call them. So kind of what happened in the TV show where we sent these people to go in and, take over Meereen and free the slaves. We might actually have Beskha and Asher help with the siege of Meereen. So we might actually have that, because I don't think Daenerys would be like, you're asking for some sail swords? Here you go. She might be like, just go ahead and do this and I'll give you them. Or she could be forcing them to do it with no reward in return. So we'll see about that. Moving on, we have these other two screenshots, which are the first look into the episode. Telltale captioned it with House Forrester and House Whitehill have much to discuss at High Point. So we look at the first image, which is High Point itself. You see this barren wasteland, which is High Point, and you see it's all torn up and everything. Like I said on Twitter, it's a freaking war zone out there. The Whitehills know nothing about cultivating ironwood, so look at their forest. It's awful. So you see how you treated the Forresters, what's it called, Great Hall, in episode 3, and it is no surprise that their own home looks like complete trash. I mean, everything completely torn, the flag, the trees, everything. Yeah, so it's completely awful. Now I like how Telltale actually, the Foresters are more civilized, they're more clean, they're more skilled at craftsmanship, but then the Whitehills, they're just pigs. Their place looks horrible. They have horrible craftsmanship and everything else, so it just looks horrible. But I like how Telltale actually made a story between the well-civilized people who are good at craftsmanship against the people who are pigs and they're horrible at craftsmanship and everything else. So actually it's like the bad barbarians against the well-civilized people. So the Foresters might be limited in army size, but they have better tools and better, stuff. The Whitehill stuff is poorly made, and that's how it is. So move on to the next picture we have, which is of the Forrester small council meeting with Ludd and Gwen Whitehill. Now we do not see, it's probably just a shot, but we do not see Duncan there. I guess it's kind of like whoever you choose to be your sentinel will be there. And we do not see Maester Otegrin, so that's pretty suspicious. Now, I'm sure that whoever you chose to be your sentinel will come along with you, but whoever did not be your sentinel will actually stay at Ironrath to be able to, just be there. I don't know why, but that will actually make it pretty good, because you'll have your sentinel be there, and your choice will matter, because dialogue changes between whoever you chose to be your sentinel. Anyways, it actually looks like it's gonna be going a pretty calm discussion. It's not gonna be like, you know, them being how Ethan, whenever he was Lord, he had Lord Whitehill come in and he was standing up while they were standing up. So it's pretty interesting. We're having a civilized discussion at a table with food, and we have Lud and Gwen there. So we see what they have to discuss. I like having a civilized discussion for once, because, you know, we haven't had the best discussion terms. It always ended with not Asher, but Rodrik doing something very, very bad. So we're probably gonna have to discuss, you know, well, here's my thoughts about this meeting. Okay, it could be about Ryon, the Ironwood Forest, maybe even the Glenmores, or even, you know, what they're gonna do to the Forresters if they continue to act up the way they do. So we'll see what it actually means. Tell me down below what you guys think about the topic of this meeting and what's gonna go on at this meeting. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next image we have. It says the North Grove must never be lost, and we have a picture of Gared having his hands up to this wildling chick. Now, yeah, that definitely has to be a wildling, because, you know, wildlings just like that, and they have spears, so it must be a wildling. Now, many scenarios could actually go on here. He could actually be captured by the wildlings, but I'm pretty sure our friend Cotter will vouch for us if he's there. I mean, he might even know who this girl is. That would be cool. You'll have a connection of friendship because you're friends with Cotter, and maybe you'll even get on some of that Jon Snow and Ygritte action. You'll never know. But anyways, pretty interesting. We get to see some wildlings in the episode as well. Might run into some White Walkers and stuff like that. Might actually become a wildling to maybe even blend in with them and find the North Grove, because you need help surviving outside of the wall. But yeah, Gared has gotten a lot of roles in the season so far. He was the Squire of the House Forrester, then he was promoted, then he was sent to the wall to be a ranger, and now he's gonna be maybe a wildling. I don't know, it could happen, it could possibly happen. I hope it does. That'd be pretty interesting if he actually becomes a wildling. I hope that it happens though. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the last picture we have of Frostfinger and Gared, probably for his trial thing, you know. Did you break your vows atop the wall? So after they find out that Britt is dead, they'll be questioning Gared and probably having some kind of trial, some kind of confession or something like that before he actually escapes Castle Black. So that's pretty much it. That's all we got in terms of screenshots, but we also have a synopsis for the episode. Now, I'm gonna read it. It's pretty long, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it. So it says, in episode 4, the fate of the scattered Forresters hang in balance, and no one allied with the family is safe. An unexpected meeting offers Rodrik a new opportunity to free Ironrath from its Whitehill stronghold. But with young Ryon Forrester still held prisoner, his next moves are critical. Gared must abandon Castle Black and venture beyond the wall in search of the mysterious North Grove, risking encounters with wildlings and worse, White Walkers. Haha, I knew it. Okay, in King's Landing, the population is reeling from a recent royal death, Rip Joffrey, and Mira must step carefully in an increasing complex game of politics where secrets are traded as currency. Far away in Essos, Asher infiltrates the slave city of Meereen at the behest, that means command, of Daenerys Targaryen. But will the friendship he holds dear break under the strain of a mission that raises memories best forgotten? Oh, this is so awesome. Oh my god, that's more reading than I've done in the past year. But anyways, yeah, so I guess I was right about the Daenerys thing. She's commanding Asher to do something in Meereen. So what it's kind of implying there is that some things come up from the past that happened with Beshka, and, you know, stuff like that. So their friendship could be tested because of a mission that's probably stressful and stuff like that. So we also have Rodrik in his choice to actually, you know, get rid of the people from Ironrath or risk Ryan's life or something like that. So that's pretty scary. And yeah, that's all we got about the Gared thing. That's pretty much, I already said that. So, you know, Mira is probably taking in some complex politics stuff to get rid to sell the Ironwood and get some money. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up. It helps out a lot. This episode looks very exciting, wow, exciting, and I'm pretty interested to see what happens in this episode. This episode definitely sounds a lot of action and suspense in this episode. So thank you guys for watching once again. There is no release date planned, but hopefully we could, with the sheer amount of magic from the North Grove, we could possibly get the trailer tomorrow and the episode on Tuesday. But it's kind of like, it could happen, but if not, definitely has to be next week. But I'm definitely betting my money on trailer tomorrow or today, depending on your time zone, and a episode coming out Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get it this week, but if not, we'll be looking at next week. Thank you guys for watching. It's been InfernoKun. Be sure to subscribe for more videos, and I'm out.